Hi, I'm Paul Hackett, Chief Executive of Click&Go.com. We're not going to talk holidays today. We're going to talk politics, but not party politics. So like most people I know, I'm struggling to know who to vote for this weekend. It looks like this coming general election really is going to be a game changer for Ireland. I was involved in student politics when I was in college, which taught me a lot. It taught me about how political parties work. It taught me that I couldn't survive in any political party. I think my views are too broad. I swing from right to left depending on a particular issue or what works best for the country. And like most people in this country, I'd like to think I have a strong social conscience. I believe our government should support the weakest members of society, but it should be efficient and it should be well managed. We absolutely need a constant supply of social housing, and we need our health system to work for all the citizens, not just those who can afford private cover. We should have general social welfare provisions, but we should also move to remove disincentives to work and potential for people to take advantage of the system. I'm pro-business, pro-wealth, but I believe that all businesses should pay their corporation tax and not be taking advantages of loopholes or avoiding paying tax, which is already at a very low level. As a country with a very small population and a very high dependency ratio, Ireland does need a broader tax base to reduce the pressure on the PAYE sector. I actually don't care who leads the next government, as long as they're willing to do what's best for Ireland. That's the approach we take in business, and it delivers results. From a business perspective, my opinion is that the current and previous governments don't really care about Indigenous SMEs, small and medium-sized businesses like ourselves. All they seem to care about is foreign direct investment and multinationals, some of whom have the most amazing tax arrangements ensuring that they don't pay Irish corporation tax. When a tax rate is as low as 12.5%, it is extremely generous and it absolutely must be paid. SMEs pay it, but for some reason some of the larger multinationals seem to think that it's okay not to pay their taxes in Ireland, and I have an issue with that. On insurance, which you've heard me talk about before, I really think the Irish government has been asleep at the wheel on this one. Let me give you some examples. We paid $50,000 for insurance cover in 2017. That's for public liability insurance cover. That rose to $200,000 in 2018 and $400,000 in 2019. So we paid €400,000 in May 2019 to our insurance company for public liability cover. To date, coming up to like 7th, 8th Feb, we have not had one claim sitting with the insurance company. So they are sitting with €400,000 of our money and the possibility that they will not pay out 1 cent in an insurance claim. That's wrong. That just doesn't stack. The government and opposition parties are absolutely well aware of these issues, and they have done little or nothing over the last 2 to 3 years about this. They'll call out the Judicial Council, but we don't know what impact, if any, that will have. And in the meantime, businesses are closing, jobs are being lost, and we're all paying more for services and paying more for insurance premium, and we're losing out on community services and events. There's only one thing I know for sure in terms of, the party political piece. I'm really tired of the inter-party bickering, especially between Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. I understand that they're competing for votes, but the blame game is tedious when there's so much to fix in the country. Given proportional representation, it's likely that we're going to have a coalition or a supported minority government. And if that really is the case, then that should be put to the people beforehand so that we get viable alternatives. So taking all of the above into account, I don't really fit well with the political options that are in front of us, but I also think what I've outlined above probably is representative of most of us coming up to this weekend. I'm trying to be as open-minded as I can in deciding who to vote for this time around. I think a lot of us are tired of the same old repetitive, predictable outcomes. And as a result of this, we're considering giving our votes to parties or to individuals who we wouldn't have considered in the past. And I'd love to see some of the parties who have occupied the space of the hurler on the ditch being forced to actually govern and deliver on promises. After all, it couldn't be any worse than what we've had for the last 4 years, could it? Sorry for reading from my script, but I just thought it was worth sharing some thoughts with you. Have a great weekend. All the best.